Alright, so we'll go back to the SOHCAHTOA, alright? Oh yeah, so this is for all the ones we love. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. SOHCAHTOA. Cosecant is the inverse of sine. Secant is the inverse of cosine. And cotangent is the inverse of tangent. Alright? So the inverse sine, notice I say inverse first, is cosecant. But the sine inverse is the one where we find the angle. Okay? So we already kind of went through all this stuff. The movie stopped, so we're going to catch up. So we wanted to go through and go, okay, we were given a 20. We're given the x. We're given 31. We circle the ones we have, 20 and 31. Circle the ones we want, x. And then we figure out what they are. And you were saying across from 31 is opposite. Adjacent, so the ones you love are adjacent or next to you, right? So that would be 20, right? Now hypotenuse is also adjacent, but it's always hypotenuse. Why?
Because it's across from a 90 degree.
That's right, it's crossing a 90-degree angle. It's always the largest side, okay? So, once we know hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent, then we look at what we have or want. And what we have and want is adjacent and opposite. So we look up here and see which one is adjacent and hypotenuse, and that's A and H. So that's cosine. So we're going to start it off with cosine 31 is equal to the adjacent 20 over the hypotenuse x. Right? All right. So now that is the definition of SOHCAHTOA. That's step one. The next step is to flip it. Okay? So what that means is I'm going to have 1 over cosine 31 is equal to x over 20. Okay? And that's just the definition of inverse. Okay? So I can flip things. I guess I'll finish this next period. I'll finish this now. Real quick, we'll just do one problem right now, and then we'll do 21 next period. All right, so now how am I going to solve this? I'm going to multiply both sides by 20, right? This is going to cancel, okay? So I end up with 20 divided by the cosine of 31 degrees is equal to x. What's that step called? Multiplication property of equality, right? Then we plug that into our calculator. Boop, bop, beep, boop, bop. All right, and we've got 20 divided by cosine 31 equals 23.33, and they want us to round to the nearest tenth. So 23.3 is equal to x. And that's just simplifying. And that's how we're going to find a side. Okay? And that's the biggest step to figuring out the area problems. All right, there you go.